Hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to today's live post. Today's cooking show, we'll be cooking a spicy Mezcal Rigatoni developed by our own chef, James Taylor. It's a 20-minute recipe and I'll show you the whole process from start to finish and how the robotic system will cook this meal from start to finish. All I'll do is show you how the prep is organized, how the utensils are prepared as well. So let's go straight into the menu. So it's via our 20-inch Samsung tablet, and we'll go straight in and I'll show you how that's loaded. So the ingredients for this particular recipe are all listed here. You'll see on the tablet we've got individual information on each one in terms of weight and so on. We also show you what equipment needs to be used as well during the recipe process, and also nutritional information on all the recipes. On this particular one we have 22 grams carbohydrates, 15 grams of 101 grams which are fat of which are saturates, fiber 5.82 grams, protein 38, and salt, which is only 1.25 grams, very low in salt, this particular recipe. So it's a nice little healthy rigatoni dish, and it's got a nice little secret ingredient in there, which is mezcal. Mezcal is an alcoholic element to the particular recipe. It's the weekend, why not have a little treat? And not only is it healthy, but it's got a little bit of alcohol in as well at the same time, which is all good. So let's go straight into the menu itself. Now also you notice here it's got a get ingredients. Now we do have this function whereby you can set yourself a reminder to somebody's phone to get the ingredients. So you may not have all the ingredients in your fridge, but you can send a reminder so you can actually have these ingredients ready prior to when you want to cook the recipe. Soon we will be adding a function where you can have the ingredients delivered by your local delivery service, and also receive those particular ingredients fresh. So let's go into the menu itself. We're going to do the robotic cook today, and here you'll see a diagrammatic view of our workstation here, the cooking station, and it's very clear as to where all the elements of the recipe should be going in terms of the containers and the utensils and the pots as well. So let's go straight in to the first item, which is your banana shallots, onions and the garlic, and then also the chili flakes. Now I've prepped some of these ingredients prior, so just to save a bit of time during the post. Also, by the way, if you've got any questions, any comments, please do send them through, and we'll be happy to try and answer them live on air. If it's anything too technical or if it's related to something more commercial, then we will get back to you with our commercial team with an answer. But I'll try my best to answer as many questions today as possible, so please do have your comments coming in. So here we go. The ingredients here are the shallots, garlic and the chili flakes. It gives me an indication on the top shelf or the bottom shelf. I'm going to put it on the bottom shelf on the right and confirm that I've done that. There you go. Second item is the tomato, the paste with water, mold and sea salt. We've got a list of containers on the top shelf. So on the top right, this is where I'm going to locate the tomato on #1 location here. There we go. Next item is the actual mezcal. So this is the mezcal element of this particular recipe, location #2. Confirm. And we've got some Parmesan cheese and smoked paprika. So the Parmesan cheese and the smoked paprika has already been mixed in, and that's going to go at location #3 in the center on the top shelf. Now that sound you heard in the background, we've got notification on our tablet as well. So during the recipe process, the actual notification is voice control, and also you'll have a gauge on there. You'll have a look. You'll see that during the cooking process when we start the recipe. So the next item is the sea salt. That will go in my number 4 container. Number 4 over here, confirm. And cream. Now I left this cream to do myself because I want to show you how the integrated scale system. So this is a very informative system, very easy to use. It helps you guide you through the whole recipe. So it's really important that with all these recipes, all the quantities are exact to what the chef would be doing in his own kitchen, for example. So all the recipes that we have in our Recipe Cloud library are all from well-known chefs who have kindly given us those recipes. We've then transferred them into our Recipe Cloud library. So on this last one, I'm going to show you how the scales are integrated into the tablet and how you can precisely measure the quantity required. So there we go, container required. Pop it on those scales, turn it on. So on the bottom of the tablet, you'll see the scales activated. There we go, 1 second, just turn off again. There we go, so it's activated here, put it down to 0. There we go, 0, put my container, put that back to 0 again. So we now have the container ready for the cream. Now this is the cream that will be going in this recipe. And it's double cream. We require 120 grams. So we'll pop the cream straight into the container and trying to get to 120 as closely as possible. Oh yes, a little bit over, but that's okay. 126, it's fine. It's not a major issue. So it's just gone over 4 grams over, but it's okay. The dish will still be absolutely fine. So that will be location on the end of the top shelf, and that's confirmed, and that's been done. Now we also require water. That's going to be for the rigatoni to be cooked in. Now that's already in the pan. It's already been measured, and we require 1550 grams of water in the pan, already in position, confirm. We then have extra virgin olive oil, which will be used to start the cooking process. We just use these normal oil dispensers. They're normal off the shelf, nothing special. We've calibrated our grippers for this particular oil bottle and also the salt and pepper shaker as well. So it's all been accurately planned for those particular utensils. So here we go. Virgin oil, location number 1. Confirm. And finally, the actual rigatoni. So the rigatoni suggested in 2 locations on the bottom shelf on the left. So I'll go for number 1 location, and that's already been measured at 270 grams. So that's already been loaded and prepared. So those are all the ingredients. So that's the ingredients finished. Confirm that. Next will just be your equipment. So with this particular recipe, we've got 2 pots. We'll be using a slotted spatula and a mesh to take out the pasta. Now the mesh will go inside the bowl, inside the pot, sorry. Take out the rigatoni and put it in the sauce and give it a good mix. You'll see the whole process shortly. So medium pot is in position. It's on my diagram, yes. On the left-hand side, confirm. The second pot with the water is already in position. We've got a slotted spatula, confirm that. We've got a second slotted spatula, we'll confirm that as well. There we go, confirm that. And finally, the mesh basket, which will be taking out the rigatoni into the pasta, into the sauce, sorry, and that's already in position there, so I can confirm that in location. There we go. So that was quite a quick, easy process. I mean, to be honest with you, the ingredients wouldn't take long to prepare. Some of it's out of the packets. The onions are freshly cut. The tomato sauce is fresh. So, yeah, so that would have taken me literally just 5 to 10 minutes to prepare. So that wasn't too difficult to do. So let's start cooking. So we'll activate the robotic arm. You'll see how it will cook from start to finish. And keep your comments coming in. Any questions, I'll be happy to answer them now for you.
Switch hob on.
As you can see on the tablet, we have a flagging system. It indicates each step of the recipe. So it's something you can keep an eye on and watch the whole recipe being cooked from start to finish. So let's have a look, see if we've got any questions. In fact, this particular recipe, James, during testing, was absolutely amazing. It's got a really nice sort of like earthy sort of taste to it. The herbs and everything that's in the actual ingredients. It gives the sauce a real nice, complex taste. The rigatoni itself is perfect. It soaks up all the actual sauces and all the flavor quite nicely as well. So let's have a look if we've got any questions. Nice to see everybody joining. Thank you. Let's have a look on YouTube. So we're on YouTube today and Instagram. And please do send those comments whilst you watch the recipe being cooked from start to finish. Now, the model that we are doing the actual recipe on, this is our XAir model. And so we have XAir model, which is like on a peninsula design. We actually supply all the furniture as well, all the different types of work surfaces, from the Corian to the Patagonia to the marbles to the quartz, and all the different sort of finishes. So you've got lots of options in terms of like a residential kitchen. So if you have any residential inquiries, do send them through via our website on the Contact Us page, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you and discuss your requirements. Like I said, we do all the furniture, we do all the base units with different finishes, from the matte lacquer to the wood veneer to the high gloss finishes, handleless design, using real nice technology as well, using Blum technology, which is like a servo drive system, especially for our wall units. The servo drive system, you simply touch the wall door, it opens automatically, you press the button and it closes. It's a great little system, and it's an easy to use system for furniture. And just behind me to my right, we have the BM model, which is a compact version, and that's finished in a black high gloss. And again, we deal with a lot of different manufacturers. Our prime hobs that we use are Moley and Siemens, but you can integrate that with other appliances as well, like Gaggenau, Siemens appliances all the way throughout, all integrated. So it's all built within the furniture. And so on. You can add in coffee machines, you can add in normal steam ovens, standard ovens, microwave ovens, and we'll do all the designing here for you. We have a showroom here now in central London, and we do all the designing and all the specifying here, so we can actually quote your project without any problems at all. And this product is now ready for market. It's got CE certification, and it's got all the safety protocols in place. So we have a few questions already, which is great. Question in from Felix, what can it cook and how much? So it can cook worldwide recipes, vegan, vegetarian, low calorie. Now we place a lot of emphasis on healthy food and healthy recipes. We're trying to design a collection that is high in nutrition, very low in calorie. Now nowadays, there are a lot of people with health issues, dietary requirements, and just general healthy lifestyle. We've found from a lot of the calls that we have had over the past year that a lot of people are into healthy lifestyle. So therefore, a lot of our recipes are based around health, nutrition, and fresh ingredients. So the cost, how much? So a starting price is about £70,000. Now that £70,000 gets you a chef's table, which is basically what you see here. It's about 1.25 by 1.25. It can vary slightly here and there, depends on the design. And it can be integrated in an existing kitchen, or we can integrate this into a new kitchen. It can be purely standalone, or we can integrate it with the rest of the furniture, as you see behind me. But it's a real flexible system. We kind of, we've made it so that it can be adapted to any kind of interior design. So yeah, start at 70K. Now, for example, this particular kitchen with the furniture, you probably need to say, with the furniture, average price, depending on what sort of finish you go for, this could be around about 85,000 quite easily. The kitchen on the right there behind me can be close to about 120, 140,000 pounds, depending on what you go for in terms of finishes and so on. But yeah, so those are the kind of ballpark figures. But each kitchen is going to be different. What I would suggest is send in your details. Send in your details. We'll have a look at the plan. We'll have a look at how much furniture you can fit, or whether you just want to go for standalone, and we'll get back to you with the price, because there's lots of factors involved in costing up a Moley robotic kitchen, because you've got the logistics, the delivery, location. Tell us where you are, give us as much information as possible, even give us the kind of recipes you'd like as well. Even though we have over 50 recipes from around the world in our recipe cloud library, please do feedback to us what kind of recipes you'd like. We can put on your favorite recipes. If you have a traditional home recipe that the family love, friends like for you to cook, then it's something that you may want to include in your recipe cloud library. And here with the team, we have a solid software and hardware team, and also our in-house chef, James Taylor. We will make sure and get that recipe into the recipe cloud library as soon as possible. So yeah, please do send all that information in. So Eric Pollack, 87, you heard me about the price. I hope you got that about the price. That gives you an idea of how much the system costs. Got a question in from Bavarian Kamania. How does the kitchen have to be organized, or can it adapt to any equipment? Can I share the kitchen with the robot, or can I share the kitchen with the robot if I'm out? I assume if you're in a remote position and you need to activate the kitchen. So technically, yes, you can, but you still need someone to load the ingredients. Like you saw me do earlier, preparing the fresh ingredients, weighing the ingredients. As long as you have somebody there that's going to be putting the ingredients on the shelf for you, you can potentially activate this recipe remotely on an app on your phone, for example. How does the kitchen have to be organized, or can it adapt to any equipment? So it cannot be adapted to any equipment. It has to be specific equipment, because we've done all the different parameters that we need to reach in terms of diameters of the actual utensil, diameters of the utensil handle, the gripping action for the handles on the containers. So all that gets tested here in the showroom. So they really are specific to our system. You can't just use any kind of oil dispenser or salt and pepper shaker or any container. It has to be our containers. But you can buy extra containers as well if you're worried about volume and so on. You can buy extra containers, so you can have a set of containers ready for the morning, a set of containers ready for an afternoon meal, and a set of containers ready for the evening. So your whole day's meal plan is more or less organized. It's in the fridge and ready to go. So all you do, load, press play, and wait for it to be cooked. Another message from Bavarian Kamina. Only pots and pans on induction, or also grill, plancha, gas? So no gas. At the moment, it's on an induction hob. This induction hob has got a integrated built-in downdraft, which takes the smells down through the downdraft and recirculates through the duct into fresh air. It's an induction hob, and we're not using gas, not at the moment, but maybe in the future, you never know. But at the moment, it's induction only. And yes, only pots and pans on the induction as well. At the moment, we have also a possibility of saucepan that you can use as well. But at the moment, most of our recipes only require pots or multiple pots for the actual recipe. Eric Pollack, 87. What is the fastest a robot can move? I would say that the speed is not essential. The speed of all the recipes is done according to the chef cooking the same meal. So the robotic system is not designed to make anything faster or have your meal done in half the time. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to cook like a chef would cook for you. So it's like having your in-house chef or in-house kitchen assistant. It's basically built and all the algorithms are loaded, all the timing is loaded according to the chef's movements, the chef's timing, and so on. Filexu, any maintenance needed and how long the warranty? No maintenance required, but we can set up a service plan after purchase is made. And again, we're flexible on the length of service plan and how often you'd like the service to be conducted. In terms of the warranty can be extended. It comes with the initial 1-year warranty, but we're looking at extending that. But the warranty after our standard warranty period can be extended as well. The actual arm is already tested for 35,000 hours. So in a normal residential cooking terms, that's about 10 years of this arm cooking continuously all day for 10 years. So you can see that it's a sealed unit, it's robust, and really just built to last. The actual arm itself is already in 90,000 different applications around the world. It's used in laboratories, lots of different type of industries, and so on. But this is what we've designed, and we've used it specifically for cooking fresh, healthy meals. So this is the favorite part of my dish, the favorite ingredient going in, which is the mezcal. This gives it a real nice, strong, earthy feel, earthy taste. And this kind of like transforms the whole recipe. Another messaging from Eric Pollack, can it grill meat? We can do steak, we can grill straight, yes, not a problem. We can do that in a pan, and we can do it with special tongs, and we can do it to, you'll have an option whether you want it rare, medium, well done. You'll have those options as well, but yes, we can do. So there we go, the basket's going in prior to the rigatoni. Now, this is very useful because it allows us to, the robotic system to lift the pasta and mix it in with the sauce. It's not something, again, anybody has to do, not required to be done manually. The robotic system will cook and do that complete for us. Bavaria Kemia, looks very slow motion, though wouldn't a chef not stir a lot faster, for example, roast some onions, bacon on high heat, whatever? Yeah, there is technique differences from a robotic system to a chef, but timing, the amount of stirring, and so on is still going to be the key for both, whether you're doing it manually, whether you're using a robotic system. The end result is going to taste the same. For example, we had an event a few months ago where on this particular system, we cooked a risotto, 52-minute recipe. Just behind me on the island there, our chef cooked the same dish, 52 minutes. And so the timing was exactly the same. And we did a taste test for all the guests that came, and nobody could tell the difference. So it's really what the final outcome, I think that's the most important in terms of the actual recipe itself. So in parallel, doing the pasta, it's just setting now the temperature for the water. And as soon as the rigatoni is cooked, that's going to be mixed in, another few stirs, and this particular dish is ready.
Stir pasta.
I see. Okay, I beg your pardon, Bavarian. In terms of issue in question was not to prevent, more to prevent burning. Yes, like I say, all our tests are conducted here by our in-house chef for every single recipe. Obviously, that's one of the key things to make sure the food doesn't burn. That's down to timing. So the chef will time the recipe exactly the same way as he'd be cooking it himself, making sure that the stir is done at the right time, temperature is right, as to avoid any burning. I don't think there's been a single dish, or there is a single dish recipe that we have that's ever burnt. We just make sure that that doesn't never happen, and till this date, we've never burnt a recipe. As long as it's cooked to the chef's requirements and the chef's timing, you should never have that issue.
Stir sauce.
So the rigatoni is going to go into the sauce soon. It's going to soak up the rich, creamy sauce. That's going to go in shortly as well. And you'll see how this whole dish has been put together really nicely. It's great to see a few more people joining. Welcome to the live stream. Like I say, we've got a website, so please do send in any further questions. If you've got any technical questions, or if you've got any queries as to either if it's a residential or commercial question, please do send it through, and we'll be more than happy to answer to your questions. If it's something we can't, if I can't get back to you, or the sales team can't get back to you straight away, we will get our commercial team to forward a reply to you. We'll actually even give you a call. It's nice to have a chat. It's good to know what your requirements are, what certain parameters are, what the design is, what your requirements are in terms of design, materials, and so on. And also why you'd want a robotic system. Is it for health reasons? Is it dietary requirements? Is it because you've got a busy household, large family, young children, you don't have time to cook? You only have time to cook the set meals every week, like the mundane, the regular ones every week that, you tend to eat. Whereas this system allows you access to over 50 different recipes, and we add on about 3 to 4 recipes every month. So we're continuously increasing our recipe cloud library. So therefore, you have access to, on a normal working day, normal weekday, you've got access to a recipe that could be from anywhere around the world. Not only that, you can get those ingredients delivered to you, so you can make that particular recipe without too much hassle. So it's a great way of experiencing lots of different recipes, worldwide recipes, in your own home. So we are on the tablet. You'll also see at the bottom there is a indication of how far the recipe has gone and it's been cooked for. So this tells you, and you can keep an eye on this. Now, a lot of people are working from home. A lot of people are, would want to know what's going on with the recipe whilst they're working or looking after their children. During the weekend, you could be entertaining. So you could be having a group of friends, you could be watching football, you could be having a party or something. At least this way you can keep tabs on your recipe and then inform your guests and your friends or family that the meal will be ready at a certain time. So it's a real nice way of keeping an eye on the recipe and knowing how far the recipe is cooked and when it will be ready. What kind of food can it make? That's another question in from Eric Pollack. It can make lots of dishes, really. Like I say, we've got worldwide, vegan, vegetarian, low calorie. We even do char cuisine, which is a wellness cuisine from Spain, which is very high in nutrition, very low in calorie. Those are the kind of recipes we're trying to really promote and include into our collection of healthy recipes. And it can make more or less anything. It can make tofu, it can make soups, it can make paella, it can make a risotto, it can do all the Italian dishes like the pastas and the rigatoni, like this one here today, and spaghetti bolognese and so on. So we can more or less do any recipe. I don't think there's any recipe too complicated for us to do. If it's a very complex recipe, this is where our in-house chef James Taylor comes in. He will look at the recipe, look at a way of having where the robotic system can cook that recipe to achieve the final taste, the ultimate taste, and we will then upload it onto the recipe cloud library. So yeah, we can do an abundance of recipes, lots of different worldwide recipes from around the world. Bavarian, could it integrate with an oven? Not at the moment, but it's something that we are looking in the future. So at the moment, no, it is purely cooking on the hob system. Takiwana88, the robot took the sauce off the spatula. Is this a program movement, or did the robot judge it from the camera footage? Good question. That is a program movement because on every recipe, there's always an element of the residue of the ingredients on the spatula. So, but obviously before it puts it away on the hook, it makes sense to have that clean on both sides as much as possible. It just keeps the area clean. It's a very clean, very neat system in terms of cleanliness. And I think that's an important feature. So that's programmed in. A good question on the vision system. Looks like you've been looking very closely, which is very good. So yeah, we have a vision system also built in. Now this vision system is designed to keep an eye on the whole area, making sure containers and the actual dispensers and the utensils are in the right position, because you can quite easily, for example, this spatula, for example, could be facing the wrong direction. You can easily make that mistake, and the vision system will pick that up, notify you on the tablet, and you'd have to go to the actual utensil and put it in the right way. So the vision system is quite an important feature to have as part of the cooking system. Bavarian Kamena. And last one, the environment has to be stocked accordingly for each single meal individually. How to deal with fresh ingredients, meat, veggies, it all has to be prepared, cut in size up front. Yes, it does. Yes, the answer to your question is yes, all has to be cut and prepared up front. Nowadays, you can actually even have some of these ingredients delivered already diced. For example, the onions can come diced, the carrots can come sliced, and so on. So yes, there is a level of preparation required before the recipe is about to be cooked. So as you saw earlier, when the ingredients were loaded, all this was prepared earlier. But this only took about 5-10 minutes to prepare. It didn't take long. Let's see if there's any questions on YouTube. YouTube's a little bit quiet today. Not many people sending in any questions. Let's have a look. Let's do a refresh. So we're 86% done on the recipe. We're almost complete. As you saw, the cream went in. That's really transformed the color of this particular recipe. And in the meantime, the pasta and the sauce has been timed. So now, as you notice, the pasta went in at a certain time. So when the final simmer and the final process of the sauce is done, the pasta's going to be ready exactly at the same time. So this is exactly what the chef would have been doing in the kitchen, for example. Another message in from Takuwana88. There is a depth camera under the shelf. What is it for? There is a depth camera under the shelf. As I mentioned earlier before, these two cameras here under the utensils and under the containers, those two are continuously scanning the area, making sure that containers are in the right position. So you can quite easily have the container sticking out slightly. These sort of little anomalies can be judged by the camera system. So a message will pop up on your tablet and then you have to go to the kitchen, make sure, and just push that in position, just making sure everything's as it should be. Because remember, the robotic arm is programmed for certain movements. So if there's an item not in its correct place, then you will get an alert on your tablet.
Turn hob off.
Eric Pollack, is the plan to make it in the future to make it so it can cut vegetables and meat? Well, that's a very good question, and that's a very good question that a lot of people ask, can it prepare the ingredients? Now, for health and safety, unfortunately, our system doesn't do the vegetable, doesn't use a knife to cut the ingredients or anything due to safety reasons. Because we've designed this in a very open environment. This is one of those, it's like an appliance in your kitchen. It's like having a coffee maker on your worktop, having something next to your hob that helps you with the cooking and so on. It's just something that just helps. It's just an appliance in your kitchen. So that's hence why it doesn't prepare the ingredients by the use of a knife. But like I said, you can get a lot of the ingredients nowadays delivered already prepared. And it actually doesn't take long to prep the ingredients, to be honest. So no, just a cooking system only. And also, by introducing a cutting method and cutting vegetables and so on, it would mean that you'd have to put a screen around the kitchen area, you'd have to put a cage. These are the health and safety requirements, these are the certification requirements. So they're very, very strict on that. So therefore, that will just detach from the beauty of having just an appliance in your kitchen, having an assistant, robotic assistant, cooking all your meals. I think that will defeat the whole sort of like ethos around having a system like this. Brian Yankee, Matt, last one. Is it all programmed routines? No AI involved to learn or react on unforeseen events? Yeah, they're all programmed movements. All the algorithms are loaded here by our engineers here in London. And the AI involved so the AI will be involved in terms of the camera system that will notify the user that there's an issue, and therefore the user will then attend to that issue and rectify during the recipe cooking process. Let's jump on YouTube, see if there's any questions there. Still no questions on YouTube. Maybe, I don't know if there's, it's Friday, I suppose. Everybody's a little bit tired. Everybody's chilling out. And this is, in fact, when you want to chill out on a Friday, this is what you want. You want a robotic chef to cook your meal. Because you just want to chill when you get home from work, have a glass of wine, relax with the family, and knowing that a meal is going to be ready for you soon after. Okay, back to Insta.
Recipe cooking finished.
There you go. I'm sure you heard that. So the recipe has now finished. I've been informed by the system that the recipe cooking is finished. Guys, it smells absolutely awesome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a little bit and give you my verdict and let you know how this particular dish tastes. So let's grab a spoon from my cutlery drawer, and I'll grab a bowl, and I'll show you, in fact, exactly how this particular recipe looks. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, smells good, guys. Smells really good. So here we go. Look at that. So the whole recipe, the rigatoni is soaked in all those flavors. Very low in salt, quite healthy actually, considering it's got alcohol in there. And that's a lovely looking bowl of pasta, rigatoni, sorry. And I'm going to taste it now and give my final verdict before I go. Wow, that's really amazing. That tastes really good. Oh, it's awesome. I'm just going to check if there's any final questions. Can't see anything on YouTube. Okay. A few final questions on Insta. Another question in from Takuwana88. I'm really looking forward to the day when the robot will be able to cook food like a professional chef at my house. Here you go. This is the whole idea. This system will cook like a professional chef in your own home. You just have to prepare the ingredients, have the ingredients delivered if you don't want to prepare them, and this will cook the whole meal from start to finish. The actual program, all the movements, the timing has been done by a chef. So this is a chef in your own home. Another question from Eric Pollock. He said, what type of sizes do you sell the robot? So the size is as is. The parameters here more or less stay as is, but the rest of it we can more or less design to any size. Send in your dimensions, send in your recipe, send in your requirements, send in as much information as you can. Go to our website, go to the contact us page, and the sales team will contact you almost immediately, and we'll start discussing your requirements in more detail. And if you're based in London, please do come and see us here in the showroom, 16A Wigmore Street in central London, parallel to Oxford Street, in the heart of the kitchen industry, and we'll be more than happy to discuss your requirements. And final question in from Bavarian Kamer. Totally, seems very limited in assistance with all the prep required. Not really, to be honest with you, because like anything, it's you still want to have a bit of control in prepping the ingredients. You still want to make sure the ingredients are fresh. A lot of people actually want a little bit more control on their ingredients because, for example, if you go to buy your ingredients, send you a message on somebody's phone, they go to buy the ingredients. You can actually get the ingredients well before its best before date, for example. You can get the ingredients a lot fresher. Knowing that those ingredients are fresh, your meal is automatically going to be a lot healthier. So a healthy lifestyle is very, very important nowadays, and therefore the preparation you do beforehand is only a very small part of the whole cooking process. But as I would say, 80%, 85% of the rest of the process is done by the robotic system. So preparing the ingredients is minor. I don't think that's a major issue, but you've got more control of the ingredients. You make sure they're much more fresher if you're getting them yourself. And so therefore, those are really massive benefits in having a robotic system. Waiting for the message from Taquan again, waiting for the future where tonic technology will solve that. Good question. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that will be around the corner, but when it is there, we will be in the forefront. We're in the forefront of technology. This is the first robotic system in the world that can cook a meal from start to finish. So if there is going to be anything like that in the future, we'll probably come up with it ourselves. So keep tuned, and I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, and we'll do another exciting recipe. But in the meantime, have a great weekend and see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.